Greetings. So, I started my work career back in 2001. Started with a part-time job, but still it was work. Then I went to work for a music company, and I was there 2 years, almost to the day, and that was work. It was fun, had a lot of, good times, had some bad times, just like almost every other job, but it wasn't making enough money for me so that I could move out of the house. So I started working in healthcare in 1983. And from 1983 until, well, what year was that? 1997. I never took a vacation. Now, it doesn't mean I never had any time off. Here and there, I would take a day or a half a day off to go do something else. In 1991, I lost my job for, a while, and it took me about a year and a half before I found something else. But you're under so much stress trying to get something else, that's never a vacation. And so I got my last full-time job in 1995, and like I said, I didn't take a vacation until about a year and a half later. And the only reason that I took a week off was because I got married, and my wife at the time said, "You've got to take a week off. We've got to go on a honeymoon." And I thought, you know what, she's right. So I took a week off, and we went to Niagara Falls. And we only stayed there 3 days, came home, and my mind said to me, well, we're back home. Now we can go back to work. But I said, no, we're not going to do that. Let's stay home. And for the next couple of years, I only took a week off each of those couple of years. I don't know why, but I only took a week off. And so my vacation time just accumulated. It kept accumulating. And in 2000, I decided it was time to start taking a little bit more time off. I was now, I'd hit 40. I had found out my dad was sick, wasn't necessarily doing well. And I just needed some time. I felt that it was time. We had merged with another hospital system, and I didn't totally trust everybody. I'm not going to lie. And we were working hard. We had gone through what a lot of other people did, the Y2K thing with computer systems. We changed total computer systems, and my hospital was the last one to move on to the computer system, and we got almost no help in learning the system. We got no help in trying to change things around. They had told us that they were going to write a program so that it would move the stuff off our old computer to the new computer. That turned out to be a lie. It was a mess. So we put in a lot of hours, me and the employees, and then I said, you know what, it's time to start taking more time off. But what I did, because I had like over 3 months worth of vacation time, is when I took time off, I took 2 weeks at a time. The reason I did that was because when I was taking 1 week off, it didn't feel like a vacation. I was basically still on work time. And I couldn't relax because I just kept thinking, okay, I'll be back at work on Monday. I'll be back at work on Monday. But when I took 2 weeks off, I found that even though I was still stressed that first week, that second week was so relaxing. I was just so comforted. It's like, wow, this is a new world. And so I started taking 2 weeks off. Then I became self-employed in June of 2001. And from then on, there was almost no such thing as a vacation, no such thing as a time off. Now, it's funny because I traveled a lot. I mean, I went to places I never thought I would ever go. I went to some places I'd actually been, but now I get to be there in a different capacity. But it was almost always work-related. I don't know why I'm saying almost always. Except for one time, it was always work-related. Because I went to a lot of conferences. I consulted out of town. And when I was out of town, I ended up flying to different places. Every once in a while, when you're flying a lot for consulting gigs, sometimes the plane's not leaving a certain area. Something happens and you got to stay overnight somewhere. So you go stay at a hotel, unless you get stuck in Washington, D.C. and you can't leave the airport. Yeah, that happened. But in general, you see a lot, you travel, but that's not a vacation. And then when a gig is over, you say, you know what, I'm going to take some time off. And, you do that. But in the back of your mind, you always have that thing that says, wait, you know what, I can take time off, but I really should be marketing. I should be trying to at least get the word out there, keep my name, in other people's heads and whatever. So that's not really a vacation. Now my life has changed again because Even though I still do consulting gigs from time to time, I'm more of a full-time caregiver with my mother. And that's a little stressful. And I'm still writing, I'm still doing videos, as you can see. I'm still marketing everything. So I've decided that after this video, I'm taking time off. Only probably about 2 weeks, but still, it's a little time off. I'm doing a lot of stuff. I've already written a lot of blog posts. I've created enough videos, get them all set up. And then I'm just going to take some time off. And I'm hoping that I can learn how to relax again. Because, like I said, I haven't really relaxed since 2001. And I mean early 2001. So what is that? That's almost 20 years. And you're probably wondering, why am I telling you this? Because even though I've known a lot of people who've gone on vacation, I haven't known a lot of people who've gone on vacation and actually relaxed. And that's just the truth of it. And I'm not just talking leaders. I've had employees do that also. For instance, people will say, okay, I'm going to Italy for a week, and this is going to be a lot of fun. And then when they come back to work, they look whooptified. Sometimes they look worse than when they left. They had a good time. They got to see a lot of things. But they were on a tight schedule. There was so much they had to see, and they had to fly around and go all kind of places. Some people take a week, go out to Vegas. They think, okay, I'm going to be gambling all week long. But, gambling isn't always the least stressful thing in the world. You're sitting there at one of those machines putting money in, which I don't do. Well, how can that be relaxing? Because you're throwing money away. I mean, even if you win, I've known people who've won thousands of dollars and end up putting all that money back in the machine because that's just all they can do. At least I go out and play poker, and I have a certain dollar amount where I say, okay, if I lose this much, I'm done. If I win some, okay, I'm good. But, it's not necessarily relaxing doing a lot of traveling. And so I want to say to everybody, at this time of year, because I'm doing this during the holiday, that you need to figure out ways to find real time to relax. I know some people will say, well, I go home every night after work and I watch TV. And, that may be relaxing for you. I don't know. I haven't watched a TV show. Well, let's see. When did Burn Notice end? I think it was 2013. That's a shame. That didn't really do it for me. Even when I was watching Star Trek all the time, and I love Star Trek, that wasn't relaxing. That was tense. That was fun. It was exhilarating. I loved it. But that wasn't relaxation at all. Watching X-Files, same thing. I loved it, but I wasn't relaxed. So this is my quest to relax. I'm not going to write anything. I'm not going to create any videos. That's why I'm doing videos ahead of time. And I'm just going to see what I can do. I want to see if I can step back a little bit from social media. Doesn't mean I'm not going to get on, but I want to step back a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to read more. I was going to say I'd walk more, but, once you've been walking between 10 and 15 miles, there's no real relaxation after that. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I don't know if I'm just going to lay in bed. I may try to sit down and watch a movie. It's an odd thing in the fact that when I'm home, I almost never watch movies. And even if I'm watching a movie, sometimes I watch a movie for 20, 25 minutes and I get up, go do something, come back, watch some more. I'm going to see if I can break that. Now, my mother's still going to be home some of those days. So some of those days, it's going to be just like any other time, except I hope not to come to the computer and just sit there. I may do some plans. I mean, it's possible I'll do some regular writing, but I'm not going to be concentrating on the business stuff. And that's what I want to say to everyone else. Sometimes you just have to find your ways to get away from the business for some time. You might need to get away from your family. I hate to say that, but for some people that's true. You might need to get away from your normal environment. If your normal thing is hanging with people and you're not necessarily fans of all of the people you're hanging with, sometimes relaxing means, okay, I'm going to spend some time away from those folks. Maybe you need to spend more time with your family. You got kids, maybe you have a wife. You just need to figure out ways to relax. Like I said, that's what I'm going to be trying to do. What am I going to do? No clue whatsoever. But I'm definitely going to try to relax. So, what are you going to do? Y'all let me know. I hope you've had a good time. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. 2021? Yeah, man. That's going to be the year. Y'all take care.